I don't think I've explicitly said this before in a video yet, but Insurgency Sandstorm is one of my favorite first-person shooters that I own on my PC. Currently, I have over 275 hours in the game, as of making this video, and I'm looking forward to even more down the line whenever New World Interactive pushes out their next update. Now, I stick mostly to the cooperative game modes in Sandstorm, and I like to play with a fairly realistic loadout to what could plausibly be seen in real-life areas, such as those depicted in the game. I can say that even though at best I'm about an average player, that the gun plays fantastic and it's deadly. And yes, it is true that the enemy AI seems to change with each subsequent update to the game. They've always stayed within the realm of enemies that you'd probably rather shoot first, then ask questions later. Anyway, to celebrate the year of 2022 kicking off, I wanted to start a small series exploring the weapons of Insurgency Sandstorm. To start the series off, today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite versions of the AK series of rifles present in Sandstorm, the AKS-74U, also known in the United States by its nickname, the Krinkov. Thank you for clicking on the video, and please enjoy. The AKS-74U is a carbine variant of the Soviet AK-74 rifle that was adopted in 1977, and according to Wikipedia left production in 1993. Designed for use by vehicle and airborne crews as an emergency rifle that can be deployed quickly, the Krinkov features a barrel that is a little bit less than half the length of the full-size infantry rifle, at about 8 inches long. Like its big brother in the full 74 rifle, and its father the venerable AK-47, the AKS-74U is a long-stroke gas piston-operated rifle. That means that part of the gas expanding and pushing the fired bullet down the barrel is ported out of the barrel to impinge upon a piston that's fixed to the top of the bolt group. This ported gas forces the bolt group to go back and unlock the bolt and cycle the action, chambering the next cartridge. This system and the fact that Soviet rifles are generally found to be overgassed for regular conditions has led to a reputation for rugged operations in close to any condition around the world. In terms of practicality, the AKS-74U leans more into the personal defense weapon category firearm more than that of a submachine gun, as it chambers the same 5.45 by 39mm ammunition as the rest of the 74 line of rifles. However, due to its shorter barrel length, in the real world the bolt velocity for the Krinkov is much reduced compared to the longer full-size rifle. As such, and for the use of the rifle, the rear sights are a much simpler square notch and post design compared to that of the regular 74. Historically, the AKS-74U found use with tank crews, helicopter crews, as well as even Soviet paratroopers in the Soviet-Afghan War. And considering how that turned out for the Soviets, it makes perfect sense that this weapon has been seen in the hands of some not-so-nice fellows from that region of the world. For reference, Osama bin Laden reportedly kept one as his personal weapon as a symbol of status from his time in the Afghan Mujahideen. Additionally, the Krinkov made its way into Soviet police and security forces. While doing the little bit of research I did for this video, I stumbled across this photo of some Soviet embassy security, each with a Krinkov in hand. I would also recommend watching the practical accuracy video that the 9 Horror Reviews channel made a little bit over a year ago. In that video, Henry Chan takes a semi-auto clone of the Krinkov out to about 500 yards, and gets about the mixed results that you'd expect from such a short rifle. I'll link the full video in the description, and honestly, if you have any interest in firearms in real life, 9 Horror Reviews is a channel you should absolutely check out once you're done here. They make awesome videos, and they were kind enough to allow me to use some of their footage here.
Alright, I have no idea how many rounds are in the bag, but yalla!
Well, you're just going to hit it on the first shot anyway, so it's going to be fine.
Oh yeah, no big deal. Pushing it to the right,
yeah,
aiming
wind
it
coming
just
in
slightly
at
above.
4 o'clock. Impact! Not
What?
kidding!
I mean... Yes, of course, my friend.
Yes. God wills it.
Back on task. Let's take a look at how the AKS-74U handles an Insurgency Sandstorm. We'll begin with a stock Krinkov with no optics or attachments mounted to it. From the footage in the background, you can clearly see how the blocky rear sight can obscure targets both at close and longer ranges. However, the protective wings around the front sight can be used to make a sort of reverse buckhorn sight for quick snap shooting, as in Sandstorm, hipfire is not always the best choice out of touching distance. As I stated earlier, the Krinkov definitely falls under the personal defense weapon category, as it can carry damage well out to range similar to that of the M4 in Sandstorm, but the bullet velocity is definitely lacking. While it can be pushed into an offensive role and do pretty well, for me it works best in defending objectives on Insurgency's closer quarters maps, such as Farmhouse, Ministry, and Citadel. Maps like those, where enemies can be funneled down controlled lanes and you can limit the amount you need to lead your target, can compensate for the deficiencies of the weapon's design without any additional attachments needed. But to get to some sort of point in my rambling, does it perform well, and is it fun to use? I would say the answer is yes and yes, but like anything from the late 1970s, in the year of our Lord 2022, there are ways we can improve upon it. Bone stock, the AKS-74U is a quick and snappy little gun, but the biggest drawback are going to be the cramped iron sights. So let's take a look at a modernized version of the Krinkov. Here I have the Russian Cobra red dot sight with a magnifier mounted on the left side of the AK. I have an aiming grip mounted to the underbarrel for a faster aim down sight speed, and to finish everything off I have the Russian PBS-4 suppressor equipped to make what would be in real life substantial muzzle blast more bearable. Seeing how Sandstorm has a lot of small enclosed spaces to fight in, and tinnitus is not fun for anyone.
Oh, I meant to make a frowny face. But hey, speaking of your body and my body and stiffness. What the hell, Lana? What? Yeah, ha ha ha, grown-ups. Keep moving your lips without... What? Mom. Excuse me. Mom.
To cut off on a side tangent, one gripe I have about how grips are implemented in Insurgency Sandstorm is that the vertical foregrips are more or less just welded to the gun model. Other games, such as Escape from Tarkov and Modern Warfare 2019, have multiple front handguard models that can be seen with mounting rails, like the one shown here from Escape from Tarkov. Now gameplay-wise, that makes absolutely no difference, and I have to say I like how the character in Sandstorm will alter the way they hold the rifle, depending on what grip is mounted. Though the aiming grip does occasionally give the first-person model a wonky reload animation. If you can't tell from the footage in the background, changing out the iron sights to the red dot with the magnifier make an absolute world of difference for target acquisition and tracking. Overall, I will tell you that I love the rate of fire on this 74U. It's quick but controllable, with the aiming grip mounted and the red dot sight attached. Target acquisition is very snappy, and the recoil is almost all upward with this suppressor attached. Playing through rounds of hardcore checkpoint and checkpoint to get the footage for this video has been a blast. The AKS is such a fun little PDW and it isn't afraid to stretch its legs out when an optic is mounted. While it probably wouldn't be my go-to weapon for a large open map such as Outskirts or Crossing, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a situation that the Krinkov does not perform adequately. The AKS-74U is a little gun with a lot of personality. In the end, I do feel kind of sad that NWI relegated what is a handy little PDW to only the Advisor class when they took it away from the Breacher way back in the day. Because we all deserve a chance to get our Krink on. Alright, so if you've made it all the way through the video, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I plan on continuing this series when I can, and ultimately getting each firearm in Sandstorm its own time to shine. If you have any weapons you'd like to see come up next, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up as well. If you absolutely hated it, let me know in the comments what you didn't like. I can take the criticism. I want to give a very big thank you to Henry at 9 Hole Reviews for taking the time from his schedule to correspond with me and allow me the use of their footage. As I said earlier, go check them out. Henry and Josh are both fantastic shooters in their own right and make excellent videos. Thank you very much again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. This is Epic Boom, signing off.